Omaha, Nebraska is always a city that's yearning for its close-up. You know, we always want to be famous. We always get excited about anybody who's famous. So we were very excited to see on TLC's show Strange Sex that they featured an Omaha gentle person.
No, I don't know.
Who is the lead singer of a local band.
Yeah.
And we got him on the phone.
Yeah, and I was shocked because, I happened to tune into, is it Nat?
Nat?
Yeah, it's Nat.
Nat,
what's going on?
Nice to meet you. We've never met you before, but already seen the show.
Yeah, I was shocked to see it. I just happened to tune it in, you know, and it started beginning. It said Knickerbockers or something. I'm like, we have Knickerbockers around here. And then all of a sudden, it's like you were talking about being in Omaha. So what is the gig exactly? You were born a female, right?
Yes, I was born female.
Okay, and you were, is it that whole deal of a man trapped in a female's body?
Yeah, basically, you know, I just always felt that I was born into the wrong gender, you know, wrong body. Like, even since I was, like, you know, 6, 7 years old.
Wow.
And let's give your band a plug real quick.
Yeah.
What's your band?
Yeah.
Yeah, my band, we're North Shore Drive. We're out of Lincoln, Omaha area. We play a bunch of shows, actually, in the bar in Lincoln called Knickerbockers.
Yeah, Knickerbockers.
Yeah,
That's a great bar.
We just played a show, an acoustic show downtown at Oasis Hookah Bar here in Omaha on Saturday night before the TLC show. And, you know, we're looking for more shows here in Omaha right now. We have 3 singles out on iTunes.
Okay.
So you guys can check those out, and they're on our Facebook and our MySpace. There's a bunch of websites that have our songs up, and you know, we're trying to get
How did you get picked up to be on the show? How did TLC find out about you, pick you?
Yeah, basically, my mom told me that they were doing, you know, the second season of Strange Sex, and you know, maybe my story would fit, and you should, you know, maybe you should email them.
Well, so your mom thought your mom wanted you to go on a show called Strange Sex.
Yeah, and she called me up, and I was like, you know, I'll email them, I'll try, you know. And so I emailed them, and the next morning I got an email from one of the casting directors, and she emailed me. She's like, you know, your story doesn't really fit with what we're looking for, but you know, it's a really cool story, and we really keep it to pass it up. So we're gonna just run with it. And she called me about an hour after the email, just the very next day, and we just talked for hours on the phone. So it was really cool.
Well, because we thought it was interesting that you were on the show because these are the other topics for this show, Strange Section.
Yeah.
Woman has 2 vaginas. That was an episode. A balloon fetish guy. It's a lot of kind of out there kind of
strange
stuff.
sex.
And so we thought maybe the people getting a sex change was rather common, but apparently it's not.
Is it?
What you're doing, is that rather uncommon for a girl to become a guy?
Well, you know, all the other episodes, they're pretty wild. You know, mine was probably one of the more low-key episodes, just in that sense. But I think that the transitioning from one sex to the other, I think it's becoming a lot more common. But, you know, they just wanted to capture the story of how, you know, from being from Kearney, Nebraska, being in such a small town and having such a great support system and just going through with it and doing my music and living a normal life, you know, just showing that, you know, people can be happy by living a normal life this way if you have support from the people around you, you know. So I think that's what they got across really well.
Yeah, I mean, not to sound inappropriate or anything like that. I do that all day long. You look like a guy. I mean, you got a beard and everything. I mean, you don't look like you were ever a female, and it was.
Yeah.
And that's what it kind of caught me. Plus, it was local, and I was like, I was just sucked into this thing, and I'm like, I was just trying to understand because Jeff has had neighbors before who. And, you know, the whole deal, you know, the man trapped in the female's body, there's nothing you can do about it. Except for, you know, the choices that you made.
Yeah. And, you know, there was no other option for me. Like, it was me transitioning or not wanting to even be alive, you know? Like, that was my option. And so I knew I had to do it, and I had to start. And I've always been very masculine looking. I've always looked very, very, I don't know, like a guy. I've always looked like a guy. And so, like, when I started my transition, I knew that it was going to turn out just fine. I was going to, you know, come across as a male, and I wouldn't have any problem with that. And I was lucky. You know, I was very blessed to, you know, look more masculine to start with.
How old were you when you made your transition?
I actually just started a year and a half ago. I had a top surgery here in Omaha. I think it was in February.
Okay.
And of last year, and then January I started my hormone therapy. So I've only been on the hormones and stuff for not too long now, but I definitely seen lots of results. So.
How do you pay for it? Like, does insurance cover that, or is it all out of pocket?
Yeah, all out of pocket. Insurance has not covered that yet. We're working on it. My mom, she's trying to get insurance to cover this.
Like, how much have you spent so far?
Oh, probably top surgery was probably about $6,000 there. My hormones are probably $60 every couple of months. So that's not too bad.
Because what I learned on the show is that you have to take those hormone shots every month.
Every 10 days.
Every 10 days.
Or you'll turn into a werewolf. That doesn't sound too expensive. Yeah, like $60 though. That's not too bad.
No, it's not too bad at all. And for the result I'm getting, and the bottom surgery, we're going to go over to Belgrade, Serbia for that in August, and that's going to probably cost us somewhere close to $60,000.
Serbia? Why Serbia?
They've been doing it for about 40 years now, and they just have it down. It's like the best genital reconstruction surgery in the world, and just the complication rate here in America is way too high. They just haven't been doing it long enough.
So that's where you'll go get like your fellow, right?
Yeah, basically.
You know that
you'll be one of us.
And you know what those do?
Welcome to the union.
They get you in trouble.
I know.
Get you in a lot of trouble.
And I gotta be careful.
Are you responsible enough? But yeah, how old are you?
I'm 23.
23
Lead
years
singer
old.
of the band North Shore Drive. Have you noticed that the band now plays less ballads now that you're a man?
Yeah, they're like, I was like, we should do some more country. We should do, more of this and that. Like, Nat, what's going on here?
He's all fired up.
I guess you're right. So, we're trying to rock it up a little bit. But
did you get any backlash from the fans or anybody showing up or anything like that?
Not really. We're getting a better fan base now.
Okay, good.
So it's helping a lot.
I think it'd be good for it. And it's funny because most guys get in bands so they can dress like a woman.
Yeah, right?
You were a gal that got into a band, and now you're the male lead singer. What kind of music do you guys play? What do you guys sound like if you're going to compare your?
It's really alternative. It's alternative rock. There's some acoustic in there. I recorded a cello on an acoustic track, so it's really low key song. There's one that's like half acoustic, half rock. It's really cool. And then the other one is kind of a mix between Daughtry and some country.
Okay.
What'd you listen to growing up? Like, what were your musical influences? I'm just curious.
Oh, man, I listen to everything. Like, my parents raised me on country music, but I love my favorite band probably be Paramore.
Paramore.
All right, you bet.
Yeah,
all right. That's kind of a good, cool kind of alt rock band with a chick lead singer. Did you do anything girly when you were little?
No, I was always very, very dude. Like I played football in 8th grade, on the football team in middle school, and I always even in elementary school I was playing soccer, played football with the guys, beating up the boys and stuff. But it's never been. I've never really been a little girl. I always, like my mom said, she goes, I've always had a son. I've never really had a little girl like my daughter. Because I've always been this way. So.
Hey, you still dating a girl that was on the show?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're still together.
That's cool.
Yeah, because she met you as a woman. I mean, did she?
Yeah.
She think you were a woman at the time? I mean, what was the deal with that?
Yeah, we met probably like a year and a half ago. I was still I was about ready to transition at this point. I was still, very feminine looking, but she was attracted to me for the male that I was on the inside.
Okay.
She figured out who I was, and she loved the part of me that not everyone else saw.
Had she ever dated a woman? Had she ever dated a woman? Wow. So that should be some proof.
She dated a lot of guys. She was actually dating a guy when we actually got together. It was pretty rough, and she kind of pushed me over the edge to start my transition, because, I wanted to do it, not just for me, but so we could be together.
Yeah. That's cool, man. That's a cool dude. All right, lead singer, North Shore Drive. I tell you what, if they ever do a TLC Strange Sex reunion, I want to meet the woman with 2 vaginas.
Yeah, right?
You got her number?
You should try and get her in the band. I mean, that's a billion right there alone.
For real.
There's your encore.
Yeah.
Very exciting.
Hey, man, thank you for calling, man, jumping on the show.
When's your next gig for North Shore Drive?
We're not sure yet. We're thinking about Connie, we're thinking about Lincoln. We got a lot of opportunities. We're just trying to go with the best route right now and what's easiest for us. So,
all right.
Email us and let us know what your upcoming gigs are.
You guys got a Facebook page? Let's.
We actually don't. I have a the music on Facebook. I think we have like a Twitter page. I can kind of give you some links or something and send you some emails about that stuff.
Twitter is for women.
It's not my account.
You're a man now. Now you're a man now.
All right, bud.
Man,
Hey, keep in touch, man. Drop us an email if you are going to be playing around and about and stuff like that, okay?
Cool, I will do.
Good luck. Have fun in Serbia.
Cool.
There's
Thanks, guys.
there's some hot women in Yugoslavia.
Yeah.
Beautiful women in Yugoslavia. Give us a call when you get back. Let us know how it went, okay?
Will do.
All right, bud. Take care.
All right, gotta be like it's like the women in Serbia. It's like an eye chart when you get eye surgery. You know, you walk out. It's like it works.
Well, they do a lot of
that's so crazy. 40 years, he says it. Or
sex
she
changes in Serbia, right? So, and the women there are beautiful. So
Are
it's
they
like
women?
one of those.
Are
I
they?
know. Why are you so
Makes you-
good?
Makes you a wonder now.
Yeah.
Why are your women so beautiful? They're like, well,
They're all men.
It's like I told you that time in Kansas City. The cabbie says, "I've been a cabbie here for 30 years. Hottest woman I ever saw was a man."
Yeah.
you're like, well, take me to that place.
All right, we're back. Stay with us.